Today, we're going to be answering a question that we get all the time. How exactly does Zoho One's pricing plans work and what all is included? So we're going to go through a handful of links here. All of those are going to be included in the description below. So with that, let us jump right on in. So to get started, what does Zoho One cost and how does the pricing plan work? It's an interesting one. It has two different types of pricing. Both of those are offered at either a monthly or annual fee. Most software companies do this. If you pony up for the annual plan, you do get a discount. For Zoho, it's about that standard, 15-ish% that you get knocked off the top. Now, the more detailed thing we want to go through here is the difference between all employee pricing and flexible user pricing. And what does that mean? How do those two differentiate? So all employee pricing, if we take a look at Zoho's website, essentially you get the cheaper price, but you must purchase a license for all W-2'd employees. This rule does not apply for contractors. So if you had some 1099 employees, they do not count. You don't have to get them licenses. Being candid, oftentimes they will end up using the tool. So as you're doing your pricing, I would expect in most cases that you'll want them on the platform, but they technically do not have to be on for you to access the all employee pricing tier. The flexible user pricing, on the other hand, is essentially where you might just need a small percent of your team to have access to the tool. You don't want to buy it for everybody, so you go with the flexible user pricing. An important thing to note here is that other than the employee count, nothing else is really different here. You get the same tiers of each of the applications. The contribution to any limits are the same. So some applications have a per user limit that kind of grows as you add more users. One important thing to note that I have seen people make this mistake before is you might think, okay, well, some of my users need access to all of the applications and others are just going to need access to one or two. So I'll get the flexible user pricing for those cross-application users, and then I'll just get individual app licensing for the other handful that just need access to those single apps. I do have to break it to you, that is not supported. So either of these Zoho One plans, once you've signed up for them, any of your users that need access to any of the applications will have to go through the full Zoho One pricing. There are a few small carve-outs to that where you can have some light users occasionally in some tools, but really I'd like to just kind of set the expectation as you go with Zoho One, all users that need access to Zoho apps will have to be licensed through one of these two policies. Now, the kind of practical advice here as you're looking at this is to take a look at any of the applications that you're currently using in your company right now, right? Sum up how many unique users are in each of those, keeping in mind that some of your current users might have access to more than one tool, and then do the price comparison that way, right? So a really common example is you're looking at Zoho, you want to move maybe off of Salesforce into Zoho CRM. Maybe you want to get off of, Zendesk and move over to Zoho Desk. And then maybe you have a marketing team that you want to move to campaigns or, Zoho marketing automation. So what you'll want to start to do is tally up, how many users are in each of those, how many of them are in more than one, right? Because now their cost is going to get cut pretty significantly, and then do the comparison that way. Really, the way that it kind of shakes out is that you look at those applications you want to move, you count up the users, and if it's about half of your company that would need access to Zoho One, then you can kind of start to see, well, then all employee pricing probably makes more sense, even if you might be paying for licenses for some users that don't need a lot of access. The one thing that I'll tell you over time is that you'll generally start to use more and more of these applications. So, really common, you've got CRM, Desk, and Zoho Campaigns. Maybe you're using Microsoft Projects and you go, maybe I'll switch to Zoho Projects. Maybe you're in DocuSign and you move your contracts team over to Zoho Sign, right? So generally, about 90% of the clients that we work with here at Zenatta do end up on the Zoho One all-employee pricing, just because, honestly, it's very inexpensive. One of the things, and it's a bit counterintuitive, is that if you compare it just to the pricing for Zoho CRM, which will be down here at the bottom of this page, you start to notice, well, even just having all of my users here on Zoho CRM Enterprise Edition, well, that's $40 per user per month versus, Zoho One at $45 per user per month. So if the majority of your company is going to need CRM access, which is very common in a lot of cases, you're already most of the way there for Zoho One to make more sense for you, then really you get access to all of the Zoho One applications at essentially their enterprise or premium tier pricing plan, right? So I will note that within Zoho, there is a little bit of inconsistency. So, premium and enterprise are generally going to be the equivalent plans that you'll get on the Zoho One licensing, right? So CRM Enterprise, Zoho Books Premium. And so really your job as you're making this pricing decision here is essentially just to figure out that breakpoint of how many users you're expecting to have on the platform, where again, 9 times out of 10, it ends up making sense to go with the all-employee pricing. Obviously, you can also do the annual for additional discounts there. I will also say there are cases where you might start with a small handful of users as kind of a pilot project. This is very common, where we'll start out by building probably CRM. That's generally the place that we're going to start. And you'll say, hey, let me just go ahead and put, 5 pilot users on CRM Enterprise, do a lot of the build out there on a lower monthly subscription. Then once I'm ready to start working on some of those other applications like Zoho Desk, projects, etc., then I'll pony up for Zoho One and add the rest of my users. That's a totally valid way to do things, right? When you move to Zoho One, you can actually bring in any of the existing applications that you've already set up, even if they were on standalone licensing. So you don't really lose anything by starting with kind of a small bite-sized piece and then making that move to Zoho One once you're ready. We actually advise a lot of our customers to do that, especially ones with really big teams. It's like you have 50, 60 employees. Probably doesn't make sense to pay for all of them right away, especially when an implementation might take, 2.5 months to set up the CRM. Well, let's delay that cost a little bit and bring those users in only once we're actually ready for them to onboard and start using the platform. Now, before we move on, I do want to ask, if you're finding the video useful so far, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. That's a totally free way to help us out. Leave me a comment with any questions or anything that I left out of this video walkthrough, and head on over to Zenatta.com and click on Book a Meeting if you'd like to talk about how we can help you with your Zoho implementation. Let's get back to it. Now we're going to go through, not in full detail, because this is a very detailed page. The link will be down below. This is a question that we get a lot. What all is included in Zoho One? And we're not just talking about the applications. We're kind of thinking about the tiers and the pricing and any types of limits that exist throughout the suite of Zoho One applications. This is kind of a page that it's tricky to get to. It's this view plan details on the pricing page. But again, we'll put this link just directly down below. And this essentially gives you the breakdown of all of these specific features and functionalities that are included in the Zoho One apps that you're getting as a part of Zoho One. Again, the simple way to do this, like let's say this page is a little bit overwhelming for you, you can always go to something like Zoho CRM and check out their pricing page specifically. And really, again, you're looking for the word enterprise or you're looking for the word premium on the pricing tiers here. And then you can jump into their specific application comparisons, which admittedly, I do find a little bit more useful to go to those core applications and look here. But under this plan detail page, they actually do have all of these limits. They just don't specifically call out the addition inside of the Zoho One page. So for comparing to other editions, I do find it a little more intuitive to just go directly to those applications. We're able to see kind of the direct comparison to other pricing plans for each specific application. But here's essentially where, if there's a particular feature in a particular app and you just want to go to one place and make sure it's included, like, hey, I'm a multi-brand company and I want to use Sales IQ. I could go to this Sales IQ page and see, okay, I only get one brand. I'll need to add one more and include that in my pricing expectations. Or like maybe you're thinking, hey, we're expecting to use a ton of Zoho Flow. How many tasks do I get? How many flows can I make on the Zoho Flow pricing plan that's included with Zoho One? One last little thing on this page that I always do like to highlight is this limit calculator. So when you click on this, you can basically go through here on the left for any of the applications, and it's only going to show ones that have some kind of limit involved, right? And then here, I can basically see, as I add more users, what happens to those particular limits. So maybe data enrichment is a really important thing for your company. You're going to add 25 users. You'll be able to do 12,500 data enrichments within each billing period or on a monthly basis. Maybe then I'm saying, hey, well, maybe if I add my full company, which is 50 people, well, now how many do I get? Unsurprisingly, it doubles. Now, you'll notice that some of these do have some type of cap. So if I were to bring this up to like 150, it does just cap out at 50,000. Others don't have a cap on the high end and will basically scale indefinitely as you add more and more users. This is the same thing for like API credits, function calls, things like that are relevant. So you can kind of go through each and every one of these and see exactly what's going to be included. Like a big one here is the contacts. Inside of something like Zoho Campaigns, you get 5,000 per employee license. So if you're going to add 50 people, you'd get your 250,000 that are included for free. And then you might go, well, I might need more than that. You can always jump over to the campaigns pricing page and see exactly what it would cost to increase that outside of the Zoho One given records. Now, I do want to add some context. I would say in probably 5 to 10% of our Zoho One clients, they're having to add some kind of additional add-on for a limit. It's oftentimes the campaigns contacts. Other ones that do come up are things around like Zoho Sign. That's a pretty common one. So inside of Sign, things that are automated require credits. You'll find, that they'll give you up to 2,500 credits. Again, this one does not scale. So if I went to 100, it does not increase. But these are much cheaper to purchase than something like credits in DocuSign or Adobe Sign. And almost every single sign option actually charges you something to do things in an automated fashion. So for us as a consultant, as we're going through a customer's requirements, how many records they need, how many activities they're expecting to require, this is a page that we go to a lot just to make sure that we can understand, are there going to be any additional costs outside of just the licensing of Zoho One? They generally skew pretty generous on these to where it's, again, relatively rare that you're going to need to buy any of the additional credits for these limits. So if you're a larger company or if you have certain processes that are very large for a company of your scale, you do want to go here and just make sure you have a full expectation of pricing. I'll tell you, for the prices on any add-ons, if you compare them to that same add-on in another tool, you're almost always going to get a cheaper price with Zoho. The one that I would say is not a super attractive price is file storage inside of Zoho CRM. Nice thing is, if you're on Zoho One, just use a work drive and rather than that attachments module, and then you don't have to worry about that. This page, I always like to highlight it because it's pretty easy to miss. The limit calculator as well, just something that we use on a pretty regular basis here at Zenatta. And then last but not least, if you do have offhand the number of users that you're going to need inside of Zoho One, and on average what you're paying per user, again, I would just take a weighted average to get this number, then you can actually just calculate savings here very easily at zenatta.com/savings. A lot of the work here just goes in terms of getting all your user accounts together, making sure that you're not double counting people that are in multiple applications, and calculating that effective average cost. We see normally averages anywhere from like 100 to 200 per user. So as you look at jumping over to your Zoho One licensing, especially if you're on all employee, there's kind of a lot of money on the table that can be saved there. So honestly, like I mentioned at the beginning, vast majority of our customers end up on Zoho One, just because the pricing is weirdly low. And really, Zoho does that because they know once you're in here, you're probably sticking around. You're going to start using more and more of these applications. A couple here as we wrap up that I'll highlight where there's actually kind of a lot of money to save is maybe you're using things like Tableau. Moving over to Zoho Analytics can access some pretty phenomenal savings. Maybe you plan a lot of events. Backstage can actually weirdly save you a lot of money because it doesn't charge a fee on the ticket sales. So if you're making a lot of money on ticket sales, that is a great way to save some money. Others are things like expense. You probably have a lot of users on something like Concur. You don't need to pay for that. If you're on Zoho One, they can all just move over. So, you save money on a lot of those core applications, the CRM, the desk, the projects, etc. But things like bookings, expense, Zoho Flow, if you're using Zapier, can actually save more money than you would think because the limits are relatively high there and because Zapier gets pretty pricey. Even some of those auxiliary ones, Zoho Work Drive can replace things like Dropbox, Zoho Survey, can save you some money there. There's kind of a lot across the board here that you can move over to and replace. One last important note here, as you're kind of looking at all of the applications and which ones are going to make sense for you, a great place to start is our resource library. Obviously, we're a Zoho partner, so we're always going to be a little bit biased to be friendly with Zoho and happy about their products, but we always want to be honest with you, and so we do organize them into 3 categories. First being definitely, basically this application is definitely good enough for 99% of businesses. You really don't need to be worried about moving over to it from a comparative tool. Then we have ones that we put in this probably category, which are basically applications that are very good, but maybe just have a handful of limitations or some features that just aren't quite as good as some of their competitors. Like FSM is a really good tool, but it doesn't have mapping and routing. Right now that's coming down the pipeline, but that's a pretty important thing for a lot of FSM tools. We do keep this updated, so when that gets added, this one will actually bump up into that definitely category. And then we do have a category for the maybes. These are basically applications that are good, but being totally honest, there are other ones on the market that do just have better features and support. Something like Zoho Meeting, for example, actually a pretty good application. The UI is really good. We like using it, but the audio video quality is just not as good as something like Zoom. So being totally honest with our clients, we generally don't recommend it. Something like PageSense for your web optimization, like Google Analytics is just the elephant in the room, right? It's just a little bit better across the board. Well worth taking a look at this resource library as you're jumping into the exploration of Zoho One. If you click into any of these, you'll also be able to see all of the content that we've made on the application, whether it's things like our YouTube videos or, any of our written content, our blogs and articles and tutorials down here. So again, as you're kind of digging in, this is a really good place to start to figure out which applications are up to snuff and then learn everything that you need to learn about those applications to get them implemented successfully. Again, long story short, at the end of the day is look at this all employee pricing, figure out how many users you're going to need having access to Zoho One. If it's more than half, just pay for all of them and go to all employee. And what you'll probably find is there's actually more and more use cases for those additional users to access the tool. Jump to this plan details page and check out the limit calculator if there are any processes where you're worried about any limitations, and then access that resource library to figure out exactly the pros and cons of each of these applications so that you can plan accordingly. With that, I think we're ready to wrap up here for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you found the video useful, be sure to like and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment with any questions or anything I missed talking through the pricing and features here of Zoho One, and head on over to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting if you'd like to talk about how we can help you implement Zoho for your organization. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.